Now, we told you that Limbaugh said that he had a secret meeting in Washington that he got to go to, and everybody assumed that it was going to be with Obama because Obama met with a bunch of conservatives, William Kristol, Krauthammer, George Will, et cetera, et cetera. But it turns out, no, Obama was smart enough not to invite Limbaugh. That's not going to help him in any way, shape, or form. But instead, it turns out Limbaugh's secret meeting was to grab some OxyContin. Okay, no, that wasn't it, although he might have squeezed that in there as well. And I got that joke from the live chat, so woo to the YoungTurks.com live chat. Anyway, no, the secret meeting was in with George Bush. He was going to go have dinner with him, and he did. He apparently had some salmon and rice, and he had a salad, which he's going to tell us about, and French fries. I don't know why I care about that. Anyway, I don't care what Limbaugh had, but you know what George Bush had? He's a kid, man. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with it. I'd have it from time to time, too, but he's a kid. He had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay, but I'm going to leave that be. Okay, go ahead, Jay.
Well, and also specifically, he said, make sure I want the red jelly, not the purple jelly.
He's, what a little kid he is. Anyway, and so Rush Limbaugh is beside himself with happiness. He thinks this is like one of the greatest moments of his life. And I love this clip just because, I mean, it's not an interesting story at all, right? But I love how Limbaugh's like, oh, all these years of servicing Bush and his dad and all the conservatives, I'm paid off, the president likes me, he made a joke about me, I love it. It's great. All right, let's listen to this goofball.
And I put my napkin on, I was getting ready to put the napkin on, and unbeknownst to me, a corner of my napkin dipped into the bowl of ranch dressing.
Wow.
The president looked at me with horror on his face.
Horror.
Limbaugh, you're going to ruin your blue suit. This is the White House. Shape up, man. And I didn't know what he was talking about. He said, you got salad dressing all over your napkin. So I'm sitting there, I'm laughing, and everybody's laughing. So we went and had lunch.
No, not
really. It
really.
was off the record. This was not, I mean, some of these people that have been invited up here the last week in this are going in for exit interviews where the president gives them a lowdown and things that he's done that he wants remembered and so forth. This is a friendly thing. It was mostly, well, it was, for all intents and purposes, all the policy stuff was all off the record. And with 10 minutes left in lunch, the door opens and the stewards, 3 stewards walk in with a little chocolate birthday cake that has 4 candles in it, and then they're lighted, and chocolate microphone on the plate with the chocolate birthday cake. And my mouth falls open and I'm just in stunned disbelief, but I'm trying to act cool. I'm trying to this is no big deal. This happens to me all the time. Yeah, ranch dressing on the napkin. I'm trying to act cool here, like this is all no big deal. By the way, how many people would admit to you that they dipped their napkin in ranch dressing at lunch at the White House? That's how secure of myself I am. I didn't know I had done it, but it was just funny the way, hey, Limbaugh, you're going to ruin your suit. This is the White House, man. Shape up.
That's a good one.
In front of me, and the president, don't blow it out yet. He and Gillespie stand up. They stand behind me. Photographer comes in. He starts snapping pictures while the president and Gillespie and the stewards sing happy birthday to me. And I'm sitting there just choked up, and I'm saying to myself, I just wish my parents were alive so that I could be able to show them the pictures here and to tell them about this.
Okay, look, the parents thing's a bit of a doubter, but let's get beyond that. He says to me, Limbaugh, you got your napkin in the salad dressing. That's so funny, God. Can't you believe it? And you know, Limbaugh was man enough to admit it. Who else would admit that? Who else would admit that? That's amazing. Now, all the things he's gotten wrong on his show, all the terrible things he said, all the mistakes he's made factually, has he ever corrected any of those? No. But he was man enough to admit that he had his napkin in the ranch dressing. These guys love it, man. Remember Chris Matthews? He had a similar thing where he went to the White House, and then the president says to me, hey, Matthews, what are you doing here? Man, it's so easy to manipulate these folks. just call them by their name. Like Matthews, Limbaugh, and they're like, oh, they're getting them. I'm trying to pretend this happens all the time, that I get birthday cake, but I don't. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. Nobody ever gets me birthday cake. This is the first time it's ever happened as a president. I'm so happy. He called me Limbaugh. Easy, big guy, easy. Now, don't get me wrong. If Obama did that for me, brought that birthday cake, I'd love it. Are you crazy? I'd go ballistic over it. But here's what I wouldn't do. I really hope to God that I wouldn't change what I say on the show based off it. I mean, Limbaugh's been servicing these guys for how many years now to get this back, right? You got a little cake in return for, working on Bush for 8 years, helping him out. And Matthews comes at Chris Matthews. At the time, now he's a tough guy, liberal, now that Obama's in power, right? And then some of the things he says I really like, don't get me wrong. But at the time, he came out and said Bush belonged down Mount Rushmore because of the Iraqi elections. He said, well, if the Iraqi elections go well, he belongs on Mount Rushmore. The elections at that time went all right. Things afterwards did not go all right. So there's a big price to pay for those birthday cakes, and I'm not happy paying that price. I can't do it. Can't play with it. Can't blow out those birthday candles. Can't sing happy birthday with it. Can't do it.